You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Hey, what's cracking, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. We're Oversaturated, the podcast where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Ralph.
I'm Johnny.
Yo, if this is your first time to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our content. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button so you don't miss any of the content. And, it helps us, grow and get into the algorithms and all that great stuff, right?
Word.
But you know why you're here. You know why you pulled up. Falcon and Winter Soldier, episode 5.
Number 5.
The truth. That's what it's called.
Right.
Usually we get into, a recap, brief recap, and then we get into a review of the episode. Beware of spoilers if you haven't seen episode 5 in its entirety yet. But let me ask you, Johnny, your thoughts.
So, this episode as a whole, I felt like it was definitely a good episode. I wouldn't say it was the best, but I enjoyed it. There wasn't that much action. But what I do enjoy about this show and this episode in particular is the story. The story was pushed forward in this episode, and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the dialogue between the characters. The one fight scene that we did have, I thought was actually really good. So yeah, I enjoyed this episode overall.
Yeah, I agree with you. This episode was devoid of action, really, because it was really fleshing out the story. And if you appreciate watching shows, you appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because everything can't be shooting up, bang, bang. We have to get to something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some type of character development, some type of development in the story. We got a lot of that. We got a lot of that this episode.
For real.
But yeah. I enjoyed it. Like, I really, I want to get into the review. Like, I don't have too much, man. But
let's go.
We start the episode with great value American man, whatever we can call him, right? He is feeling remorseful. We kind of thought that, right? We kind of thought he was gonna be.
No, I didn't think so.
Oh, I did then.
I didn't think so.
Because I was just like, yeah, he go fit. Like, I think he was in a blind rage when that happened.
He was in a blind rage, but I felt like something like that was going to happen anyway. Even if he wasn't in a rage, I feel like somebody was going to end up being killed by his hands. But when he was running in that little corridor or whatever, and he like kind of looked down or whatever, I think he was thinking about his friend. He was thinking about Lamar dying. And he kept saying, "I had to kill him. He killed Lamar." No, he didn't kill Lamar. Like, I feel like, I don't feel like he's remorseful for what he did, because he felt like it had to be done.
Well, he had some level of shame though, right?
Shame I can see, but the majority of me thinks it's something that he wanted to do. Inevitably, even if it didn't happen at that time, I feel like it was going to happen at some point.
Well, yes, I guess that's why super soldiers aren't necessarily the best things on the ground, which helps Emo's argument. But we, we get back to the warehouse, and we see Falcon and Bucky pull up on John Walker. He's pacing, he's going back and forth, like, I had to do it. Then they had this conversation. Falcon's more about talking, Bucky's more about action. Yeah. So Falcon's trying to talk him down. Bucky's like, nope. So John Walker's like, y'all don't want to do this. He's like, yeah, actually.
Yep.
And we get to the shits. A huge fight sequence. Like, this fight sequence is stupid. But they underestimate John Walker's low-key beating the ass.
I was about to say, like, we just...
What even low-key?
Like, we're not going to talk about how much stronger John Walker appears to be than Bucky. Like, he appeared to be much stronger. Like, that's crazy.
Well, he got both his arms.
But one is Wakanda. One is vibranium.
They ain't enough.
Clearly, because he
think
flew
about
into the wall and that shit malfunctioned.
Think about it like this. Bucky be getting his ass whooped a lot this season. Like in this
They both have.
in this show.
They both have.
I ain't talking about Falcon. Falcon is a regular guy. You know, that happens, my guy. But you know, Bucky, you souped up, man. You supposed to take L's.
Fam, you're the Winter Soldier, my guy.
Yeah.
You've
Bucky,
unfortunately killed him.
Bucky be getting his ass whooped. But no, you're right about Falcon, though. You're right about Falcon. But no, that's John Walker was giving it to him. Like it wasn't nothing. Like it wasn't nothing they can really do with him. And then I think Falcon underestimated. He trying to fly around. Nope, give me that wing.
Man, listen,
get your ass back there.
That's crazy. And the way that he ripped those wings off, and Falcon laid there as if the wings were like really attached to his back, like the wings came out of his back or something.
The fact that he ripped those, the fact that he ripped them off.
That was
crazy.
crazy.
And he's about to kill him too.
He was. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Bucky saved him.
Bucky saved him, and then they eventually knock him out.
They did break his arm.
Bucky delivers the shield to Falcon, and then he walks off. Mm-hmm. That's how it opens. That's before the credits even roll, baby. Like they don't. I'm like, come on, that's how you giving it to us more. All right, bro.
Oh my God.
And then there's one thing, and I've never heard Steve Rogers keep saying "I am Captain America" so many times to himself. Never to himself. Like, I
don't know if he ever said it.
I had to do some research on that, but this buddy says I am Captain America. Like, okay, whatever. So
he got to assure himself he is. I think that's the issue. He's trying to convince himself.
So now we have a debriefing, right? They go to wherever they got Carly from, right?
Right. Yeah.
Something like that. Falcon is like, yeah, I pretty much need to go home. Like, it was something like that. But one thing that we should all take away from this is that he gave Taurus his wings.
Yep.
And that's, an Easter egg for everybody that's done their research or even knows the source material, that he becomes the new Falcon Taurus. So that's huge. That's a huge thing. He gets the old wings.
Right. Yeah, he gave Taurus the wings and walks out with the shield.
Yeah.
So is this the episode telling us that he decides to actually become Captain America and leave the Falcon mantle behind? We don't know.
We don't know, but the episode will tell.
Right.
Then we jump forward and we see that Great Value is getting court-martialed.
Yes.
He's put on display for the whole world to see, and rightfully so. Like this is usually the U.S. government 101. Do what you do, but don't make us look bad while you do it.
Facts. That's a fact. And one thing that John Walker said in this hearing is like, you made me. And for a split second, I almost felt bad for him. Because this guy has been the model soldier for the military for umpteen years. He got Purple Hearts and all these other accolades from the U.S. military. And they loved him for it. But until you mess up the church's money, you do some stuff in public that you ain't supposed to do, now they just gonna throw you to the side.
Well, I mean, that's the plight of most of our veterans, and you think the white ones feel like they probably a little bit different. They cast you aside just like everybody else, my pal. And you were Captain America. They really should have locked you up.
Like but
the thing is, I guess to save some type of face because you were so decorated, they wanted to at least just, you don't get no benefits though, but you can get your hell up out of here.
Right.
And they said deliver the shield.
that whole scene was
intense.
Yeah.
Because I think one thing that the writers are doing, like even though you know that John Walker is bad inherently, he's evil now, you still have a measure of like, damn, bro, like
right.
They did that to you, bro, but you signed up for it too. But I'm not faulting him per se. I'm faulting there's most of the powers that be that kind of fucked him.
Right. No, exactly.
So
exactly
it happens. But outside of the court, we get Elaine from Seinfeld. I forget her actual comic book name, but she will always be Elaine from Seinfeld.
Well, she said just call her Val, but don't say it. Just say it in your head.
Right. But she drops all the nuggets on John Walker. She pretty much tells him, like, you did right by taking that super serum. You did, she knew everything about him, which was even more frightening. But she only fed his ego to the extent of, you did what you were supposed to do. blah blah blah. Don't worry about that. And Shield is not even, it's not even U.S. property.
Right. They don't know that. They don't want you to know that. But you know what's crazy about this particular character? So this particular character is like supposed to be like a huge reveal for the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a lot of storylines in the future that might be framed around her.
Yeah.
And I read that this particular character was actually supposed to debut in Black Widow.
Mm.
So I did a little research. I cannot pronounce the entire name because I don't remember. But this character, Val, is at one point was like Madam Hydra, and then she turned out to be the head of an organization called Leviathan.
Mm-hmm.
And with Leviathan, they actually infiltrated Hydra and Shield. So like kind of how Hydra infiltrated Shield,
Mm-hmm.
Leviathan infiltrated both of those. So I think going forward, if this is the storyline they're going to pursue with this character, Leviathan might become the new Hydra or Shield in the MCU going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And John Walker, who was going to become the U.S. agent, might be their like main like person to go out and like do their bidding. I guess is what I'm assuming is going to happen. I don't know for sure, but after reading up on the character, I think that might be the route they try to take.
Okay. Yeah, this is interesting. But getting back to the episode, we have Zemo at the Sokovian Memorial.
Mm-hmm.
Just
paying his respects.
Paying his respects. Yeah. I was gonna say praying, but praying his respects. Right? But he's there. Oh man, and then Bucky pulls up with the blicky.
With the blicky.
With the blicky. But to show that he has, that he's changed, he didn't kill Zemo. I'm glad he did.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna shoot him. Like he aimed at his head. I thought he was gonna shoot him like in the arm or something, just because. But that's him not shooting Zemo. It's kind of a callback to Civil War where T'Challa didn't let him kill himself.
Yeah.
Which I thought was dope.
He wanted Zemo to live with what he did.
Yeah, right, man.
Excuse me.
That was a great scene.
But yeah, he turns him over to the Wakandans, and you get Io and the rest of the Dora Milaje pulling up. They arrest Zemo, but I hate this. This is a big thing for me. Why would they pull up to arrest him, not to take him to Wakanda?
Agreed. I agree with that. And the fact that they are even taking him to the raft means that there is like a connection between Wakanda and I guess the United States or whoever is in charge of the raft. That is crazy to me.
But you would think all the trouble that the Dora Milaje went through, or even the Wakandans sending the Dora Milaje to seek out Zemo, that they would bring him to Wakanda to stand judgment because you broke him out of prison.
Oh my God!
Because ain't nobody pulling up to Wakanda no more to get Zemo.
Hell, no.
Not to get Zemo. No, they'd rather get Vibranium than get Zemo.
Right. Man, it's just the fact that they did all of that to get him. To only take him to the raft, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, but they said that there's possible set up Thunderbolts, which is pretty much the MCU's version of Suicide Squad. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But
crazy.
I thought that was crazy.
And who are the Wakandans? Who are the Dora Milaje in contact with for them to even say? Well, I guess what's my man's name? Ross, that was in Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably okay. Never mind.
Is he in Wakanda? Oh yeah. He's
probably their liaison and all that type of stuff. So
gotcha. Yeah. But one thing before that scene, Bucky does ask Io for a favor. Mm-hmm. We get a case that we'll get to later, but that was a huge thing too. Carly is annoying to me. She's getting more annoying because she's getting drunk with power now. Because she went from being humble and meek, now it's just like, you know what, GRC. It's like she's fighting a figurehead and she doesn't know who she's fighting. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I just have to keep attacking this big name. I don't even know who I'm attacking for real.
Right. And we can see her progression throughout this series. And even in one episode, she said, damn, I lost my train of thought. She was like, not drunk with power. Damn, I lost my train of thought, bro. Just like that. I'm sorry. My apologies to the viewers.
Well, no, I just think she's getting annoying, but that's just me as a viewer. It's just like, come on, fam. Like, I'm under the impression that I'm trying to figure out how she became the leader of the Flag Smashers. And it's not like yeah. I'm just trying to figure out like how did they happen? How did they choose you? Like I'm not saying it could be a woman, but how did they choose you? Like you know what I'm saying?
It could be because she's the one that actually stole the serum. Like she's the one that went in and took it. So maybe they was like,
fair enough. But you're fighting a faceless villain. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, but I know the Patch Act is a huge thing going forward. You know, with the displaced refugees and things like that from after the blip. So we'll get into that. But
what's up with Sharon Carter, bro? Something off. I know. I think whatever the episode was where she debuted, I felt like something was off about her. I don't know if she's the power broker or not, but she definitely like she's connected with him in some way. She's possibly the villain of this show.
Might be a double agent. Because I mean, you've been in this criminal underworld for so long. It's only so long you'll be good. Then she wasn't good no more when she got expelled from the United States.
Word.
So
Word.
It's not necessarily the biggest,
Yeah, that is something, man. Something gonna be revealed for her next episode, and I can't wait to see it.
But now let's talk about the real issue of this episode. Sam goes back to Baltimore. Pulls up on Isaiah Bradley, man. He gets a good talking to. he gets in the great comedian Paul Mooney his nigga wake up call. Because that's what happened.
Oh yeah, I'm not mad at that take. I think Sam was so. Well, first of all, he was really close to Steve Rogers, and the fact that they have been working outside of U.S. law with the Avengers for so long, I think his mind was kind of clouded as to the United States and the Avengers, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like the way that they interact with each other. I think because he's like saving the planet and saving the universe, he's lost touch with reality. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. And with his talk with Isaiah, it's like, you've been doing all that, but you've probably forgotten what this country is to our people.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm from the South, I know. He's like, nah. Well, you've been off saving the world for so long. You have this warped view of reality. And you being Captain America's sidekick, for lack of a better word, you just have a different view on things. But we talked about this, why he gave up the shield. Unconsciously, all that shit just came out through Isaiah Bradley.
Right.
Because listen, he said America would never let a black man be Captain America. We talked about this.
We did.
Episode 1, when he gave up the shield. And then he said no self-respecting man would want to.
That was a bar. That was a bar. For the simple fact of how the United States treats black people. How the United States government treated Isaiah.
They treated his whole squad. Like he served in an all-black, platoon or whatever the terminology is for that. Pretty much the Marvel experience, the Marvel version of the Tuskegee experiment. Yeah, basically. Like they said they gave him shots for tetanus, but they really give him super soldier serum.
Different variants of it.
Isaiah Bradley was the only one that really was okay, that was good with it. So, he does pretty much a parallel to what Cap did. And, they pointed this out. I was like, there's a parallel to what Cap did when he broke out his guys.
Right.
But he wasn't, Cap was lauded for it. And if you're the next version of Cap, they put you in jail for it. I mean, they put you in. And he said the only reason that he's free is because he's legally dead on paper.
Which is nuts. And the only reason that is because there was like a rogue nurse that kind of took pity on him.
Yep.
Like she declared him dead, gave him the letters that the U.S. gave him the letters from his wife that the government kept from him for all those years, and she died while he was there captive. Mm-hmm. Which is insane in itself. Like they really the experience that Isaiah Bradley had, and I guess it put things into perspective for Sam.
Yeah. Because
his mind is, fam, we just fought Thanos and all these people from
still nigga.
Man. which in itself is nuts.
Kind of going back to your point about the bank.
Man,
Still nigga.
like, all right. Yeah.
So he goes back to Louisiana with the shield in hand. He pretty much starts the campaigning with getting the boat fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Which something he probably could have did in episode 1. It's like I think about this. He went all the way to Eastern Europe to fight crime, to come back to make phone calls, to get the townspeople to help build
TV magic, bro.
Right,
TV magic.
Come on, what we doing? What we doing? How we doing this?
We wouldn't have the series.
Right, exactly. You would have fixed the boat, but I mean that comes back. He gets to come back, do some soul searching.
Mm-hmm.
They fix the boat. He's doing the training montage with the shield. Like, it's,
But before all that, he has a therapy session with Bookie while they're playing catch with the shield.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty cool. It's like...
Oh, that was powerful. It was, I say bigger than cool.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. So again, throughout this series, we keep... Sam keeps alluding to the fact that he used to counsel soldiers, which we did see in the movie Winter Soldier. And we see that throughout the series when he's talking to Carly, when he's talking to Bucky in this most recent episode. And he helped Bucky get to a point where he knows what he needs to do in order to make amends with the people he wants to make amends with, which was amazing.
Yeah. I like what he said in that moment. He's like, you're not avenging. You're like, you should be amending and not avenging.
Not avenging.
Yeah, that was cool too. That was bar too.
That was a bar. I thought it, like, having that whole dialogue while they were playing catch, I thought was...
Well, I can tell that Bucky's therapy is working on him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what that white woman been doing with him, but ever since he's been talking to Sam, they've been talking through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, like we talked about, so much of their existence is because of a character that's no longer there.
Yeah.
And now they have to figure this thing out without them.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam told Bucky, you have to stop depending on other people to tell you who you are. But really, Sam should be saying the same thing to himself.
Word. And I don't think they realize it, but they are becoming like best of friends.
Oh yeah, like, they're buddies.
Like, come on.
You might probably about to be brother-in-law the way Sarah knocking down trying to get in Bucky.
Fam, what's the other way around?
Well, I said Sarah trying to get in Bucky.
No, Bucky trying to get in Sarah.
She flirted with him first.
Did he?
Yeah.
No.
She was like, hey.
I'm gonna go back and fact check that.
Okay.
I thought it was Bucky. And I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Mm-hmm. I thought it was Bucky. He was like, oh, by the way, I'm Bucky.
Johnny has a thing against interracial relationships in the MCU. So
It's
that's
not
what it is.
Not true. Love who you love. Whatever.
You have a thing against interracial relationships when the man is white. This is not the podcast. I'm not gonna get into it. This is just a review. So where are we at now? So the end of the episode, we have the Flag Smashers who infiltrate the vote. What is the vote for again that they're having? The Patch Act, which will relocate
all the
refugees.
Yeah, back to their original countries.
Mm-hmm.
So the end of the episode, we have the Flag Smashers infiltrate this vote, and then we see Sam about to open the case that Bucky gives to him from the Wakandans.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph, what do you think is in the case?
We got some vibranium wings. That's kind of whack. I don't know what it is, but I just hope they're not wings. Like, don't give him no more wings. Like,
right, especially since
if he about to be Cap, maybe he got a new shield or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shield can't fit.
About to say, he got the original shield anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel maybe it is wings.
I feel like it's a combination of the Falcon and Captain America suit.
Possibly.
Again, that's literally the last scene. So we'll see at the beginning of the next episode.
That was a hell of a cliffhanger. I was kind of pissed.
They've been doing that all season.
I was like hey. Also, like, yeah, like, no, wait, that was the end of the episode? I was not ready.
But it's like, man, I knew as soon as he put his thumbprint on there. First of all, how they get his thumbprint to open the shit?
But he been on kind of role.
Okay. Well, as soon as he put his thumbprint on, I was like, I know this is the end.
Infinity War, he was there.
Did you catch the mid-credit scene?
Yeah.
So the mid-credit scene, for those who saw it and didn't see it, John Walker is in a warehouse, in some type of workshop, creating his own shield. Ralph, what do you think about that?
He's a cornball. That's what he is. But you know, I get it. It's like, bro, you already super soldier. Why does it matter if you have a shield or not? You already powerful as shit. But it's like, I want the shield. Like it's like the symbolism of that fucking shield.
Yeah.
I am Captain America. Like that man is snapped. Something is.
Oh yeah, something is different.
He's off his fucking rocker. Like I cannot fathom why. Like you already. But he's just like, I'm gonna make a shield, and then who you go fight? Who you going after?
Well, that's for Val to determine at some point.
I mean, I guess he's gonna go after Carly still, which is okay because she's a villain too.
Yeah, and at first, honestly, I didn't really think Carly. Well, at first, I thought Carly was a villain, but as we got to know her more and we understand what she was fighting for, it was like, okay, maybe she's somewhat of an anti-hero, but now she's 100% a villain. 100%.
So when you start killing innocent people, that's beyond the cause.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Word. So predictions for episode 6, the final episode of season 1 of Falcon Winter Soldier.
We got a lot to wrap up here. The only thing that I see, Bucky is going to apologize to that old Asian guy about his son. That's all I got.
Oh man, I forgot all about him.
Because one thing I took away from the therapy session that him and Sam were having, they were tossing around the shield. Think of one person that you can make an amends for, and that's the only person. The obvious choice.
Mm-hmm.
So outside of the action and all that, you know, the big storylines, I don't know, but to bring closure to Bucky, I think that happens. And obviously, Sam becomes Captain America. Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that take. I think Sharon Carter's the power broker, man. I could be wrong, but something sketchy. I don't like it. And we about to get a big Royal Rumble fight between Carly, Bucky, Sam, Sharon Carter, probably the power broker. Like,
did GRC have any people to fight for them? Like, I don't know.
Should not anymore.
Oh yeah, that was
Valuable.
Yeah, USA.
And my man, rest in peace to Lamar Hoskins. Well, we appreciate you guys.
I don't know. He died the other episode. What do you
I
guys say?
just because. Just because. I don't know.
Well, hey, that was our episode 5 recap. You know, we'll catch you guys next week. Make sure you comment, rate, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Hit that thumbs up button, and we'll holler at y'all later. Peace.